So I've been having some decent, what they call technical difficulties with Audacity, which is the normal app that I use to record my audio. So I decided to use a voice recorder that comes with Windows 10 and see if that actually works better. I know that I can't really tweak anything. I can't really do anything special with it. But for some reason, Audacity will not export any of my audio for whatever reason. I think the update that they did with it kind of broke it a little bit, and it's kind of a sad thing because that was my go-to app, and it's kind of disappointing, and that's the technical difficulties that I've been having. That's the reason why I haven't uploaded in so long, because I've been trying to figure out what the issue is. I even did a not a full factory reset of my laptop, but I did a partial reset of my laptop. I thought it was an internal issue or something like that, but it turns out that it's really, I don't know, maybe the recent update. Well, I mean, they've had an update for it, and the whole it completely looks different than what it used to. The way you export is different. You have to get plugins, this and that. I'm like, why make it so much more complicated than it was? The original Audacity was such a great app, and now it's just kind of broken, and it's harder to figure out how to properly use it, and it's kind of frustrating. But just to really start and actually make everything proper, and what I'm intending to do right now is to do a Astro A10 gaming headset review, and I'm doing it on the Windows 10 voice recorder. So we'll see how the sound quality is on it. I'm still using my Blue Yeti mic. Hopefully it picks up great quality here or through here. I'm really hoping for that. And all I really see is just basically a little circle that moves up and down every time my voice increases. I guess you don't see any wavelengths or anything. But, to just basically make this short and sweet and to the point, it's a gaming headset review. I will be doing a comparison to the HyperX gaming headset. There's about 4 or 5 things that I use to determine if a headset, to give it a rating, I guess. Durability, price, brand name, quality of the actual headset physically, the way it looks, and then the quality of sound. So I'm going to start with brand names, just because it's really, really easy. Astro is a well-known and greatly trusted by many gamers. Not all gamers use Astro. Just for the record, a lot of gamers will use Sennheiser or Turtle Beach or some other gaming headsets that they do sponsors with. I prefer Astros just because a long time ago, before I got into Astro, I was very skeptical because I'm like, $300, let's see how good this is, and the actual sound quality of the A50s that I have is tremendous. It's amazing. Their mic is not exactly ideal or perfect. It has issues. That's something that they really don't focus on. But ironically, for the A10s, it has good sound quality for being a $60 stereo gaming headset in comparison to about a $100 stereo headset for HyperX. Now when it comes to HyperX, also I was extremely skeptical, but then I looked at it and there's just a plethora of things that are just amazing for the HyperX, gaming headset. So brand name, I trust Astro more than HyperX because I've known Astro longer than HyperX, but I can't say anything negative about HyperX because of the current standing experience that I've had with these headphones is amazing, and I have really nothing negative to say about them except I actually broke the jack or where you plug it in, the thing that basically enables you to hear the sound. I actually broke it when I put it in my laptop. I pulled it out, and I pulled it out in an angle, and when I pulled it out, it kind of fell apart. That was the only negative thing. That's why I bought Astro A10s. If you hear any weird sounds in the background, that's actually my laptop because I have my volume turned on. So if you hear any noises, that's just my laptop, like notifications or whatnot. But I have to say, now we covered brand name. Let's cover durability because that's another really big thing. And I'm really, really big on durability. Durability is important for headsets, especially if you were to, if you drop them or abuse them or you kind of malnourish your headsets, you sit on them or, your dog, decides to run off with them or something like that. you want and expect, gaming headsets to be decently enough durable where even if they're kind of cracked or broken a little bit, you can still use them. And that's the number one most important thing, because not everybody has, an infinite amount of money to spend on fucking expensive high-end gaming headsets. And even if they do have enough money to buy a new pair of headsets, their budget is limited to a little over $100 or a lot, slightly under $100. And then in that case, you'll invest, in like a $60 pair of headphones that are just good enough for you to get what you need. And communicate with people, but you don't have that high-end sound. It really depends on, your level of budget. So durability-wise, I feel like the HyperX is much more durable than the A10s. The A10s, the only thing that's really durable about them is the headband. It's basically steel coated in plastic, so it's all extremely bendable. But where the ear cuffs and the surrounding area of the ear cuffs is made out of like fucking solid plastic, and I'm actually gonna tap it like if you hear that, that's just like good solid plastic. But if you were to drop them, I think they'll be fine. The worst case scenario, if you drop them from a decent enough height or on, depending on the material that you drop it on, I'm guessing you'll get some scuffles, maybe a crack or something like that. But if you were to like throw them, like I've thrown the HyperX gaming headset before when I raged, and they didn't break. Those things are extremely durable. They just do not break. Now, when it comes to, so we covered brand name, durability. Let's cover price, because that's very, very fucking important. Price, you look at the HyperX, they're $100. It's about anywhere between $104 to $106 out the door. Of course, I'm talking about US dollars here. So I mean it's still, you're spending $100, and for some people $100 is a lot of money. For some people $100, I'd rather just spend $300 and buy something super high end, or some shit like that. It really depends on the person. The Astro A10s, on the other hand, they're only $60. They're a stereo gaming headset, and for $60, I mean, that's probably just as much as an Xbox One controller costs. So you think that you have a trusted brand name, it's decently durable. Obviously, I'm going to be covering, the features, looking like the way it looks physically, and then the sound quality here in a second. But overall, $60 for what it is, yeah, definitely worth spending the $60 on. If you have a very strict budget now, if you're able to spend, a little over $100, then but you can't spend, that $150 that you want on like some other like really good headphones. That's kind of like the mid-range where you still have like, enhanced sound or something like that, or is just surround sound. And there are some gaming headsets that are under $200. But they're still like maybe anywhere between $150 to $200. They're kind of like the midpoint. Some people just don't have the money for that either. So they're, if you're trying to just to get, something that's decent quality, yes, HyperX, if you have, a little over $100 to spend, HyperX is definitely the one that I would recommend. Now, if you're, if you have a more stricter budget, I would recommend getting the Astro A10s, because you got a trusted brand name. They're decently durable enough, and they're not super expensive. So if you break them, you can always get another pair, and ultimately you only spend like less than $130 on 2 gaming headsets, if you were to break one of the A10s. So I mean, technically speaking, that's not that bad. But in that case, if you're willing to spend another $60, then you should have just bought the $100 pair of HyperX that are much more durable, that you're probably not going to end up breaking. Most likely you're not going to be able to break them if you throw them or something like that. Now we're going to look at the whole idea of what it looks like. It has a nice matte finish, like a gray black matte finish, I guess you would call it. Like that's the best way I can describe it. It's kind of like just basically the color of plastic. Basically, to me, that's what it looks like. It's looking like the design of it. It looks very simple, but it's nice. So it's a very simple, simplistic, nice look to it. A nice finish. Feels nice when you touch it. It's just regular plastic. It's kind of smooth. So I mean, not anything too special. Same thing with the HyperX. They're not anything special. They got a nice design on them. They have more steel in them. They are metal. I should say. They look really nice, like, you know, both Astro A10s and the HyperX, but they're not anything outlandish and crazy, you know, like some fucking like Megatron or Optimus Prime fucking headsets or anything like that. They're not anything like super special. They're just, you know, simple, and they look nice. They look like a gaming headset, but not like a super crazy, like I said, Transformers fucking gaming headset. Now, when it comes to sound quality, they're both stereo, and I feel that for the most part they're the same. There's not much of a difference, but yet in the same time I feel that certain sounds sound better on the HyperX than they do on the Astro A10s. But in the same time, I feel that there are certain other sounds that sound better on the A10s than they do on the HyperX. But that's subject to, you know, somebody that actually knows sound quality, and they have the hardware to test that and see what the actual, you know, most fine-tuned difference between them is. I don't have that equipment, nor do I really care enough, because when I'm gaming, you're not going to be paying attention to a fucking walrus fucking a duck in the background. You know, if that's, you know, your thing, you're not going to pay attention to every damn sound. You're going to be paying attention to the most primary and most important sounds: gunfire, reloading, someone moving, you know, footsteps, you know, somebody throwing grenades. You know, especially for first-person shooters, you're going to be paying attention to certain sounds like that, not specific sounds like a fucking beaver fucking a squirrel in the background. You know, you're not going to, you know, I know that I'm kind of, you know, taking a little far with the animals fucking in the background, but, you know, you're not going to be paying attention to some fucking branch that's moving and they have a program where you can hear the wind going through a bush. You're not going to be paying attention to that, so you don't really care unless you really like do that, or you completely sound whore, which you can, technically speaking, you can sound whore with stereo gaming headsets, but you don't have the multi-directional thing aspect of it. So basically, overall, if I was to, you know, which one I would recommend, and would I buy the A10? Well, should you buy the A10s? Now, if you, like, I have to make this abundantly clear, it depends on your fucking budget. That's how you determine what you're going to buy primarily. That's your number one thing. You look at budget. How much are you willing to spend? How much do you have to spend? And are you willing to take a, you know, the high-end road and invest a lot more money? But then when you break them, you're going to feel really disappointed and pissed off. Or if they malfunction or something, if they have a defect, you're going to be pretty fucking pissed because you spent a lot of money. Now, if you have a very, like, a mid-range budget, or, you know, kind of like a low budget but not superficially low, I would say, let's say you got, you know, that you have $110 to spend on gaming headsets, and then you don't know what to buy. What I would recommend is getting the HyperX, because you got also like a very well trusted brand for gamers. It's a newer thing for me personally, but it is, you know, there are gamers out there that use the HyperX because they're durable. They don't break easy, basically. They have decently good enough stereo sound quality, and they're overall good, and they kind of look fancy, and they got a lot of metal in them. So, like I said, they're durable. That's what they're known for. You can mishandle them. But if your budget is a lot more stricter and you have less than $100 as a budget to spend, I would say Astro A10s are probably your go-to, just because I know that there are some other gaming headsets out there with other brand names, but I haven't explored those gaming headsets, and we're strictly talking about the A10s. I would recommend A10s just simply because I know the brand name Astro, and Astro makes some decently good gaming headsets. The only thing that they always have sucked on is mics, but sound quality, they really have that on point. And surprising enough, the mic on this gaming headset is actually pretty good. I haven't had any issues with it. And overall, the sound quality for a stereo headset that's $60, it's definitely worth every fucking penny, and you're basically getting everything that you're paying for. So I have no regrets that I spent the $60. Sometimes I'll buy something for like $80. I'll be like, you might have that like little bit of a regret that you spent that much money on something, because you could have gotten something cheaper and it would have been the same thing, or if not better. So it really depends on you and how much you're willing to spend and what your budget is. But if you're have a very strict budget, Astro A10s, definitely recommend them. They're pretty comfortable. You can play long hours with them. I don't see any issue with them. They might get your ears warm after you spend 10 hours gaming or something like that, but that's just normal. That's usually all gaming headsets do that. But overall, I really like them, and I strongly recommend them. So hopefully you enjoyed this review. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you enjoyed the gameplay in the background. I am the Mitten, and have yourself a wonderful day. And if you liked the video, definitely leave me a comment, a like. And if you want, subscribe. And hit that bell to get notified every time I upload. And I also wanted to say thank you to any new subscribers to my channel. I know that like about a week ago or so, I've checked, or a few days ago, I have 64 subscribers, so I wanted to say welcome and thank you. And that's pretty much it. I'm the Mitten, out. Peace.